I'm Ted Keys, your host and top freight agent training expert here in Southern California. This topic comes from my 30 plus years of business, sales, and freight moving success. Watch, learn, and apply it. You'll move more freight efficiently, effectively, effortlessly, and make more money financially. And call me at 626-309-9141 with any questions. Now explode your business with...
Hello and welcome to my Tuesday conference call. I'm Ted Keys, your top freight agent training expert here in Southern California. Today, I'll show you how to move more freight efficiently, effectively, and effortlessly so you make more money financially. And after the call today, go to my website, tedkeysonline.com, to hear more of my podcasts, read more of my blog posts, watch more of my videos, and while you're there, visit my Freight Sales Success Store for top-notch freight moving products to explode your business today. And if you have any questions today, any questions regardless of what it is, or specifically, are you ready for my top producing one-on-one personal freight sales, freight broker training? Then give me a call, Ted Keys. I'm at 626-309-9141. Today's training topic is calling mistakes, making freight prospects hang up on you. Calling mistakes, making freight prospects hang up on you. A lot of us can visualize this. We've called a prospect, we've said certain things, and all of a sudden they hang up on us. Well, why is that? Well, I'm going to go over why that happens today. So for those of you that are on my email contact list, go to any one of those email invites that I sent you today, scroll down to the bottom, and we're going to go over those 7 email attachments one by one. Again, just scroll down to any one of those email invites that I sent you today. Open that first one. We're going to go over those email attachments that I provided for you. So let's talk about calling mistakes that make freight prospects hang up on you. And unfortunately, for those of you that are in this profession, we've been in this situation. We say something, maybe we don't know what we said, but all of a sudden we hear a click on the other end of the line. Well, I'm going to talk to you today about the three biggest calling mistakes that make freight prospects hang up on you. Again, I'm going to go over the 3 main calling mistakes that make freight prospects hang up on you. But before I get into that, as a freight sales agent, let's face it, you are no stranger to rejection or objections either, or our prospects hanging up on us. Now, you've made hundreds, if not thousands, of prospecting calls so far, provided you're in this profession. And regardless of how well you're prepared or how perfect the prospect was for your freight service offering, some of these dials they result in hang-ups on you. Now, again, that's not a bad thing. It can be bad, it can be good. It all depends on what was said during the process and why they did hang up on you. So getting hung up on occasion it's an unfortunate consequence being in our freight sales profession, but nothing, let me repeat that again, but nothing to obsess over. I mean, when this happens to you, don't freak out. Just realize, hey, what happened? What 3 rules did I break? And you know what these 3 rules are because I'm going to go over them with you shortly. If hang-ups are the rule for you rather than the exception, then something is awry for you. Something's wrong. Here are the top 3 reasons prospects hang up on freight sales agents. If you're making one of these call-ending mistakes, then take corrective action immediately. So, calling mistake number 1. Calling mistake number 1 is you mispronounce the name of your prospect's name, or their company name. One more time, calling mistake number 1 is you mispronounce the name of your prospect or their company. If you have an unusual name, you felt the pain of mispronunciation. Boy, have we ever. My name is Ted, T-E-D. You'd be surprised at how many times I have to spell that out when I tell people my name, because they'll say Tad, they'll say Ned, I'll say no, Ted, T-E-D. I mean, just something that simple. My last name is Keyes, K-E-Y-E-S. You'd be surprised at how many people misspell it or mispronounce it. Is that Reyes? Is that Keyes? No, it's Keyes. And then they'll send me something and it'll say K-E-Y-S. I mean, so a name that simple is can be mispronounced and also misspelled. When someone messes up your name, all right, not only does your mood take a turn for the worse, but that person instantly loses credibility in your eyes. I mean, when that happens to me, yeah, unfortunately, the person that screwed up, they lose some credibility in my eyes. I am a shining example of that. Clearly, they don't know you, didn't care enough before meeting you to practice your name. So it's no wonder that you tune them out immediately. Now, this is exactly how prospects feel when a freight sales agent slaughters their name or the name of their company. A butchered pronunciation signals that the rep didn't do their research and frankly doesn't care. And what you're going to hear on the other end of the line is a click 9 times out of 10. Here's what you do to fix it. Mispronunciation is the #1 reason prospects hang up on freight agents. And it's impossible or virtually impossible to recover from. With this in mind, call the company and double check the pronunciation of your contact's name before you dial them. Asking for gatekeeper's assistant up front can keep or prevent a hang up later. So, #1, you mispronounce the name of your prospect or their company. That's a first common calling mistake. Calling mistake #2 is you ignore your prospect's objections. Let me say that again. Calling mistake #2 is you ignore your prospect's objections. Here's a common cold call scenario you might be able to relate to. Freight agent says, "Hi there, I'm Ted calling from Logistic Dynamics, and I'd like to talk to you about your freight requirements." Your prospect comes back to you and says, "Well, now is not really a good time." You, the freight agent, says, "Okay, I understand it's not a good time. Logistic Dynamics can assist you in reducing your freight costs by 50%, a whopping 50%. We've worked with Company X, Company Organization Y, and Firm C. They found that by partnering with Logistic Dynamics, and all of a sudden you hear a click on the other end of the line. So what happened here? What happened in this scenario? Even though the prospect objected to your call, you steamrolled right past their concern and launched into your pitch. This makes it clear that you weren't listening to your prospect. When people feel that they're being ignored, plain and simple, they're just going to hang up on you. How to fix it? Well, the solution is this. First of all, listen to and respect the prospect's objections to your call. That's the first thing you have to do. You have to respect their objection to your call. And again, don't freak out when you do get an objection. Maybe they're telling the truth and maybe they aren't, but that's not for you to decide. Great freight sales agents know they should never ignore their prospects' feelings, and this rule holds from the very first call. Here's the second thing, second part of your solution, and that is before you even pick up the phone, define a few alternative paths the call could take and a number of results that would be acceptable to you in the path that it takes. Let me give you an example. If you're going into a call, hoping to identify the decision maker, but the contact brushes you off with a quick, "I don't have time," pivot your ask in the following manner. Here's a great response when we get that type of situation. Here's what you say. It's a bad time. Okay, well, in that case, where can I find more information about your company so when you have time, I'm better prepared for the conversation with you? Just by responding with that question, and again, that question is, where can I find information about your company so when you have time, I'm better prepared for our conversation? Here's what it's going to do, okay? It's going to lengthen your talk time with your prospect. I mean, just getting in those extra words lengthens your talk time, and let's face it, our profession is all about building relationships. So that first time, it's going to lengthen your talk time. The second thing is it disrupts the prospect from thinking about time and prompts them to think about their resources instead. You might not have achieved exactly what you wanted on the call. That's true. But these alternative results are promising. Just that you were able to get in those extra words, and they actually gave you the time, to answer your question. In addition, you've set yourself up nicely for a follow-up call. So the second mistake that prospects make is you ignore your prospect's objections. That's mistake number 2. So the third mistake, the third calling mistake we make is you sound scripted. That's mistake number 3, and that is you sound scripted. Note that I didn't write or say you're using a script. I said you sound scripted. You might be using a script and you might not. Either way is fine. But sounding like you're reading a script is certain death for any sales call, okay? When a freight sales agent sounds like they're reading from a script, they don't treat their prospects as individuals, and their own humanity, unfortunately, takes a hit. If a prospect feels that if they're being talked to by a robot, they won't feel bad about hanging up the phone either. I mean, think about it. How often, do you continue on in a conversation with somebody who you feel is reading a script with you? For me, it doesn't last long. It takes about 5 words before I've decided I don't want to talk to you anymore. So, solutions. How do we fix this? Well, the first thing you do is you don't come off as a robot. I mean, it's that simple. Don't come off as a robot. Ensure you don't sound scripted by following these 3 simple rules. Rule number one is this. The first thing you do is you lower your tone, okay? That's all you do. You just lower your tone, bring your tone down. Oftentimes, we'll start our calls with an unnaturally high pitched. It's unfortunately a nervous pitch. We don't know what's going to go on. This is especially for beginner freight sales agents. Although agents may think they're conveying excitement, prospects come to a different conclusion, that freight sales agent is being fake. So strive to speak in your natural tone for the entire duration of the call. So that's the first thing you have to do. The second thing you have to do is slow down your words. So the first thing is lower your tone. The second thing is slow your words, slow down your speech. Fast talking can signal a scripted approach, and the faster an agent speaks, the more likely it is that the prospect will hang up on you. All right? So instead of trying to cram everything into a few seconds, just slow your speech. Just slow your words down. And when you slow your words down over time, you're going to realize that, hey, this is the way to go. You're going to find it much harder for a prospect to interrupt someone who's speaking slowly than for them to interject during a lightning quick pitch. The third thing you do, and this is one of the most important things that you can do, is sprinkle pregnant pauses throughout your call. This is something that I learned to do early on, and it really was a benefit for me. Sprinkle these pregnant pauses throughout your call. You're going to find out that if you have a conversation with me, I'm going to say something, I'm going to not say anything, and if I don't hear anything, I will say to you, are you still there? Are you there? I want that pause in there, okay? And if you are there, you're going to say, yeah, I get it, go on, all right? Those are pregnant pauses. They prevent the knee-jerk reaction of a hang-up and also indicate that you're truly engaged in the conversation when you actually slow down and just pause, okay? Not sure how long to stop for? Well, I recommend 1 to 2 seconds. 1 to 2 seconds. But remember, okay, in the end of all this, remember, getting hung up on every once in a while is, let me rephrase that. Getting hung up on every once in a great while is normal. So it's normal when people hang up on us. This is something that we're never going to perfect, but the better you get at it, the better you'll be in your profession. If you want to reduce your hang-ups rate to 0, avoid these 3 common mistakes. And what are the common mistakes? 3 calling mistakes that make prospects hang up on us? Well, the first thing is you mispronounce the name of your prospect or their company. The second thing is you ignore your prospect's objections. The third thing that you do is you sound scripted. These are the three main calling mistakes. Now, there are other ones that you're going to witness, but these are the three main calling mistakes that will make your freight prospects hang up on you. So what do? You practice those three. Be aware that you're doing this. When you're aware of that, change your frame of mind, and just keep getting better and better and better. This profession is just like a sports, like an athletic contest, or even a sport in general. You show up not knowing anything. The more you show up, the better and better you get at it. Great topic today. That topic today again is the calling mistakes you make that make freight prospects hang up on you. Three major calling mistakes that we make. Questions to round off our conference call for today, and that is, do you want to receive the email notices and the free attachments that I provide on each and every call that I make? Well, then go to my website, tedkeysonline.com/contacts, and enter your contact details. By doing that, you'll get on my contact list and you'll receive your weekly email invite to this and every call. Another question is, do you have any questions about what I just went over today? Or more specifically, more importantly, there's a reason why you get on this call today. Are you ready to join our top producing freight sales team? Think of the training, think of the value that I provided on this call today. Are you ready to join our top producing freight sales team? Yes? Then give me a call, Ted Keys. I'm at 626-309-9141. Great topic today. Again, that topic is calling mistakes that made freight prospects hang up on you. It's been a pleasure administrating my value to you, talking to you about this today. I will see you again next week on my Tuesday conference call, same time, 2 p.m. Pacific time and 5 p.m. Eastern time. Thanks for joining me today on my Tuesday conference call. Take care, God bless, and I'll talk to you all again next week. Thanks a lot. When you arrive at my Freight Sales Success Store today, you'll see a host of products available there for purchase. First one you'll see available is my flagship product. That is my Freight Sales Success Guide, typically for beginner and struggling freight agents. If you're searching for that daily motivation to set goals, to achieve them, to pick up the phone daily and connect and build relationships with the marketplace, then opt for my Freight Sales Success Quotes. And if you're searching for those specific skills, and there are many individual skills required to be successful in this profession, then opt for my Freight Sales Success Skill. I highly recommend each one of these products, available for purchase today in my Freight Sales Success Store. Do you have any questions again? Do you have any questions about today's call? Or more importantly, are you ready for my top producing one-on-one personal freight sales, freight broker training? Then give me, Ted Keys, a call. I'm at 626-309-9141. Great topic for today. Take these skills, apply them. You'll be amazed at what happens to your results.